Welcome once again. In the previous, we just studied statement of Gauss law, where flux of the net electric field intensity through closed surface equals to the net charge Q multiplied by the 1 upon epsilon, where epsilon is the permittivity and Q is the total charge within the surface. Now we're going to next, that is topic, that is application of Gauss's law. In the first of it, we are going to study about electric field intensity due to a uniform charge sphere shell or hollow shell. Here I have already drawn a circle of radius r, where we have to consider a sphere, consider a sphere of radius r with its center at O, charge to a uniform charge density is given by sigma of having unit coulomb per meter square placed in a dielectric medium of permittivity epsilon, which is also given by epsilon equals to epsilon naught k. So the total charge of on the sphere that is given by Q is equals to sigma, that is uniform electric charge density multiplied by area, surface area, that is 4 pi r square. So now by Gauss theorem, the net flux through closed surface, that is phi, equals to Q upon epsilon for air, vacuum, K equals to 1, that is permittivity, where Q is the total charge inside the closed surface. Now for the electric field intensity at point P at a distance r from the center of the charge sphere, let us imagine a concentric Gaussian surface of radius r passing through P. Let ds be small area around the point P of the Gaussian surface. Due to symmetry and spheres being concentric, the electric field at each point on the Gaussian surface has the same magnitude E, and it's directly outward, as you can see in the diagram, radially outward. Also, the angle between the direction of E and the normal to the surface area ds is 0. So we can have electric field intensity E product ds equals to E ds cos theta, where cos theta will be 1. Why it is 1? Because the angle between the direction of E and the normal of surface ds is 0. So that's why we can write cos theta angle is 0. That is flux through the area ds equals to EDS. Now total flux, total electric flux through the Gaussian surface, total electric flux through Gaussian surface will be given by flux equals to integral of E dot ds, where integral of E can also be written as E integral of ds, where ds is the surface area. So the integral of ds will be given by 4 pi r square. So that's how we can write flux equals to E electric field intensity into 4 pi rs. Why? Because integral of ds will be, for a sphere, the surface area will be 4 pi r square. We can give it as a 0.2, as 0.1 already given for sigma, that is flux, that is by Gauss theorem, charge per unit permittivity, and here flux E dot 4 pi r square. So by comparing equation 1 and 2, we can get charge per unit permittivity equals to E dot 4 pi r square, where E can be written as Q upon 4 pi epsilon r square. It is given by 0.3. Since we have Q equals to sigma dot ds, or you can write 4 pi r square, that is surface area, we can have E equals to sigma dot 4 pi r square. In place of Q we can substitute, in place of Q we can write sigma dot 4 pi r square upon 4 pi epsilon r square, where 4 pi will get cancelled, and we can have sigma r square upon epsilon r square. We can give it as equation number 4. So previously from equation 3, it can be seen that equation 3 can be seen that the electric field at a point outside the shell is the same as that due to a point charge. So it can be concluded a uniform charge sphere is equivalent to point charge and its center. Now we have to deal with the cases. In the case 1, suppose if point P lies on the surface of the charge sphere small r equals to capital R. That's why it is E equals to Q by 4 pi epsilon R square is equals to sigma by epsilon, where small r equals to r square. That's why r square will get cancelled. In the previous equation where we have sigma r square by epsilon r square, so we can have sigma r square, that is sigma r square upon 4 pi epsilon r square. So we have r square and r square cancel, that's why it becomes sigma by epsilon. Sorry, it's E equals to sigma r square upon epsilon r square, where we have small r equals to r, so that's how it becomes sigma by epsilon. And in the next case, case 2, if point P lies inside the sphere, since there are no charges inside, if point P lies inside the sphere, since there are no charges inside, so sigma, that is surface charge density, will be 0. Similarly, electric field intensity also will be 0, because since this value will become 0, that's why entire E will becomes 0. Let me go through the diagram again for the cases. The first case is we are selling it if point P, so this is a point P, lies on the surface of the charge sphere, so at that time this capital R will become small r, so capital R becomes small r. That's why I was giving the equation that E equals to Q by 4 pi, that is sigma r square by epsilon r square, where small r will be equals to capital R, as we have already in the equation. The second case I was doing with that if the P lies inside the sphere, so there are no charge. As you can see, outer surface there is plus charges. If it lies inside the sphere, so there is the surface charge density will be 0. Why? Because the electric field intensity inside the charge will be 0 as it opposes. So the net surface charge density inside will be 0 because there are no charges inside it. So that's how electric field intensity also will become 0.